Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Century Countess. This is Reaper here. Today is my birthday, and we are getting ready for the birthday event. And I am been waiting to do this because I have been saving this for the special occasion. This is a birthday gift from my friend Star Raven Gothic Eternity, and we are going to use it today. And I'm looking forward to this, so let's get started. So we're just lifting the false girls just a little bit. No, I am not in my special suit. I am wearing a special drag outfit. So let's... And we use this when we do our female impersonations, unless they're really trashy and they need the facial hair, we use this stuff to counteract the beard shadow, and it does blend with her skin a little bit. And you just wait for it to dry. And then you put your regular foundations and stuff over it. But this stuff, I'm glad this stuff is cheap, because this stuff, you need a lot of it. So probably, I'll be able to use this probably 2 times. One of the 2 is my birthday, which is what I'm doing right now. So this is the first out of the 2. So yeah, we're just going to put that all in. We're going to make sure it's all blended. We want to make sure that it's kind of blended into covered, but we want to make sure that the edges are blended. And this part is the part that likes to show off. Alright, no streaking. And of course we need to get our neck. Not too much though, because we will be wearing a jewel choker. But just enough. Let me look in the mirror. We're going to need a second coat for the neck, but I'll do that off camera. Alright, our next step while this is drying is we're just going to add a little detail to our exposed skin area. We have shaved, so there are some, like, a little bit of redness from yesterday, so we are just going to kind of contour that a bit. We're not going to do too much. One sec when I get my sponger. Alright, we're back. Now, I'll be honest, I was thinking about doing this live, but then I realized I'm going to, I don't want to say I'm going to be exposed, but let's just say there are certain things that's not good for YouTube, and certain things that is just a little too much. I mean, this is all you're going to be getting is this brassiere. But, so it's just, I didn't want to get up and then, something that's not supposed to be seen is seen. You never know. With this outfit that I'm wearing, this undergarment. But it would have been nice, that way I could have just chatted with you guys while I got ready. It would have been fun. But unfortunately, we could not do that. So this is just basically as far as we can get. We also still have the questionnaire going. I think we have 12 or 13. We're trying to get 20 questions. It's in the post section of our community, I guess you could say community page and post page, or post section of our YouTube channel. We just want to make sure the skin is well blended. Alright. Now for a little bit of powder. This is another reason why I'm not wearing my chemise or anything, because this stuff is more powerful than and more staining than my other makeups. Plus it just has a smidge of color. Yes, a taboo, I know. It's a very bad taboo. But it is translucent. But it will still keep me pale. It's just not good for golf makeup, but it's good for stage makeup. You'll see quite shortly. But now we're just patting it. And we started about 10:25. It is now 10:32. I told my friends I'd start getting ready about 11, but I had a feeling, it's been a while since we've done intense Countess makeup. Because normally when we've done the Countess, it's normally just she's been wearing a lot of high necks, so there has been no problems with, there's been no need to do the lower half of our neck and shoulders areas. So we've just been doing the face and maybe a little bit of contour. But that's about it. But since there's been exposed skin, especially, I did it at my drag sister's wedding, where I did have to, I was wearing a Rococo dress, so there was going to be exposed skin, so I did do a light base. So here we're going to have to do another light base, and it's been a while since I've done that type of intensity, so I do make sure that I actually have that extra, I guess I want to say maybe almost extra 40 to 30 minutes. Oh, and as I say in my videos, it's never it's never one of my videos unless a makeup tool is flying away or an item that I am using in the video flies away. See? Alright, that does look blended. We're just gonna... Some of it's not gonna see, so if there is a little bit of a streak... I did notice a little bit of a streak right around the area where my neck connects to my back of the head, so we are just doing a little bit of contour. Oh, well, not contour, a little bit of blending. But I have a feeling there's no need, but we do have just a little bit of this left that we kind of pinched out. We will be getting more, but I always like to kind of use as much of this as I can for one certain section just to get it good and blended. And it is a birthday lunch, so I have not eaten, so I'm really hoping that there's going to be food. And we do got some tea today. We don't have coffee, so we got some tea. I have a good bit of tea, and then this is, I believe, I believe it's the tea that Star got me a while back in a box opening that I did. I still have more of that, so I popped in 2 bags, so I wanted some nice strong tea. Had no cream or sugar or anything, so I'm just drinking it really strong, just so it, just to wake me up. Thank you again, Star. Let me see. Let's see what's next. So the next thing we want to do is start working on the face now that our makeup has dried a bit. And we want to be absolutely careful that we do not disturb, even though the foundation, the coverage has dried, we don't want to, wreck it. So we're just very lightly going over the section. And we're doing a lot. We're doing literally a lot, and then a little on the nose. Alright. Where's that sponger? We want to look just as good as the avatar version of ourselves as the Countess. As you've seen the avatar version. She's a little bit more petite than me, but it's my face. So that is what we're hoping to achieve. Because the face portrait that we used to make the avatar, we used me just basically dressed up as the Countess, so let's see. A little on the lip, and then like I said, we're just layering it very lightly on the forehead. We don't want too much. And I will say this is probably going to be a long video, so I don't think we're going to add music or anything to this. Just a faint more layer to kind of correct the coloring. I will be trying to get photos for you guys, so this video will not be uploaded right away. So what you're looking at is the preparation of the day, and then I'll be getting more photos. I'll try to get maybe some video clips if my phone will allow it, and add them to the video as a reveal. By the way, this will also be the reveal for the birthday dress video. So you're getting the full package as of right now, you guys. You're getting the preparations. And we already have some. Let's get that little booger out. Alright. I just gotta prepare the area again. Always make sure you check your eyes for eye boogers, because you never know. I did not see him, and because sometimes eye boogers can hide from you. You cannot feel them, you cannot see them, but then when you put on makeup, they appear. Alright. Good coverage. Now we're going to make the powder. Alright. That should be a good bit. Let's push this just a little further away so we have more room. Now what we're doing, we're going to start from the neck where we left off and work our way up. I think it's going to be a cloudy day, hopefully. It's been cloudy the last couple of days, but no rain, which I have found quite pleasant. Done. we're going to keep this out because we may need to use it just in case. Alright. Alright, how do we do what we're going to do next? We have to be extremely careful. Extremely careful. Let's see. Just the lower lid. Well, upper lid, I mean. Nothing too strong. And we're using browns from this palette, which almost got stolen. I'm not going to go into details about that, but let's just say I had somebody in my house that I had not seen in a while that I was trying to give a new chance to, and they got a little too intrusive. And I knew well enough what they were going to be, what they were doing. No one you know, by the way. No one that you've never seen on the channel. No one that you've seen on the channel, so it's nobody of any importance. But I am not, if I literally, this is my favorite palette for the Countess. And it's discontinued, so I have to find some, when I run out of this, I'm going to have to find a really good palette that's close to this. Alright, now we're just going to go up the lid a bit. Not too much. We're being very light with this makeup because, one, we haven't done the brows yet, and everything depends on the brows, which we'll be doing very shortly. Alright. I just want to make sure there is no creases, nothing. Alright. So there's not much color you can see. This is just a base color. This is just a little bit of warmth. Now we're going to pause and grab the rest of the stuff that we need for the eyes. Now, we got our Evil Queen eyebrow palette. We are just getting rid of some excess. Like I said, loose pigment must not be on anything. Now we're just going to look. And we're just going to draw on the Countess's brow, following her arch. We have the arch. We're not going to darken it too soon just yet, but we do have our guideline. So, let's start making this eye look glam. Where is it? I'm gonna pause this real quick. Found it. Okay, this is our contour, so we're going to start with contour first, just to get it down. One sec, I need to get more powder. A little bit of this pink should do it. Okay, now that we got it marked, now we can add a brush to it. And then we just blend it down. Now we have a little bit of contour. Let me see. Can we add more? I don't know. Let's find out. Now let's take our blender and blend that. Perfect. Now comes the fun part. We don't want to do too much rouge, but we do want to get the rouge out of the way. One layer of rouge. And then our second layer, or our other layer on our other side. up here. Now we're going to add a little bit more depth with a slight darker shade for some contour. Not much, but just enough, and then we're just going to blend it upwards into and then, as always, just a little on the eyes. Yeah, a little on the nose. Not much, though. And then a little here again. And where is it? Just a light tap at this powder, not much at the powder, just enough to make it kind of have a natural effect. We don't want to do too intense. And then I did not get much pigment. It looked good here, but there's not much pigment. There. Perfect, I think. Let's see. Now where's that contour? There. Alright, now we can work on the eyes. It is already 2 after 11, so I was right that we definitely needed that extra 30 to 40 minutes. No, we're not. Now, here's the thing. When I do the Countess makeup, I try to use a special eyeliner. I don't use my black eyeliner unless it's the only thing that I have on hand, and it has to be finely sharpened. Because when I do this look, I have to use powders. And the next thing we're going to do is, because sometimes, we do have little creases in our lower lids, so we want to, instead of, normally we just do a smudge effect when we can't do the sharp eye of our Garth makeup and just live with it, but with this we gotta use this special brush, and we just lost the little thing to it, so one sec. Going in with very light pigments of color, not much, just lights. And we're using the base eyeshadow, the very light base eyeshadow that I showed you guys earlier. for the lower lid. It's very light, and then just a smidge of color to add what I want. So let's stick that back in. Now we're going to just add a bit more color to the brows. Okay, and then we're going to even use some of the eyebrow shadow pigment for our eyes. It's slowly coming along. Now, just a bit of this white. The light blender. Now, eyeliner. This is actually a brow liner, but we like to use it for eyeliner. Because there's something unique about the texture of this eyebrow pencil. Eyebrow pencil. It's different than eyeliner, and I like it. It requires less sharpening. And it just works. And of course, I like to kind of use it as it should be used, as an eyebrow pencil. Kind of There we go. I really like these brows. And slowly you can see the Countess coming to life. Like I said, her palette is not as glammed out as my other characters. It's very, very carefully done with small, petite brushes, etc. And each brush is always tested. And of course we have a runny nose. So I'm using this type of natural look for the eye because we are doing Rococo and the dress is pink, so we don't want too much. Just enough to make it look like there is eyeshadow, but the pigment is natural. Now just a little bit of this pale, pale, pale pink. Now we're going to try this lip color. Hopefully it is a success. I have not tested it out. Ooh. This is a really nice shade. Okay. Where's my tiny brush? Not that one. One sec. Alright, found it. We're just going to test this color. Alright. And it turns purplish, so that's always what happens with Dollar Tree lipsticks. So we're going in with our Japanese kabuki lip color. This stuff remains red religiously. Now the lower half. We got our guideline, but we're going to extend the lip. Now, we find our eyebrow pencil again, and then we find our little, the iconic beauty mark. Alright. Now all that's left is lashes, so one sec. I like to use half lashes, because they feel, they're easy to put on and they're not painful. The last lashes that I put on have been very painful. And the best part that I love about these lashes is they come pre-sticky, so the first time you use them, you don't need lash glue. Right, now we just need a little bit of mascara. We have on our chemise. Now all we're doing is waiting for Chunky to arrive. Everything is ready. I was going to do this all in one video, but it is almost 50 minutes long. This is literally going to be an hour-long video. So we're going to upload that now, and it's going to be a two-parter. So the second part will be the grand reveal. As I promised, I was going to make it one whole video, but it would have been way too long. So stay tuned for that. This is part 1 of the final birthday reveal. See you soon, very shortly.